Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you?
Is this Ghost? No.
No, this is Nicolina. Ghost isn't going to talk. He is muted.
Yeah.
He is going to allow us to talk.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Actually, before we go on, I would like to say that as long as we're respectful and have a good conversation and chat's respectful, then this should all go good. And I'm going to stay muted out from now on. You won't hear me from this point on.
But you're going to mod if someone's disrespectful? Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Is Nicolina, you're not going to cam up?
No, I'm not going to cam up. I've got a service dog that's at my house today, and she is learning the area, and she may jump up and down and around me, so I'm not going to do that.
Cam up. We know what you're doing. You're eating. You got 10 bags of McDonald's.
Well, was that disrespectful?
Yeah, by the way, I did say respectful, so first warning.
I don't care. This person porn bombed me. Whatever. But I
don't care either.
Let me tell you why I porn bombed you.
Just cam up. Can you just cam up?
You were asking me why, asking me if I was attracted to my children because you have found yourself attracted to your own children. And then you mentioned, and I'm not talking about when I used to change their diapers, which was a huge red flag for me.
Oh, God. Yes.
You got to let me finish a thought.
Attractive. Of course I do. They're all attractive. Yes.
No, you said attracted to, not
attractive.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Right.
I am attracted to them. Yes. When I see them, I want to hug them. That's right.
Oh, that's what you meant by that? Okay.
I move towards them. That's right. Okay. What do you think attraction means? What you experience with hamburgers, right? Same thing. You want to.
Oh, was that disrespectful again?
Well,
you wanted to have.
If you want to have an intelligent conversation, hey, I'm all for that. But if you just want to bash here, why did we even bother with this? Let's be honest. No. Let's be honest.
You said you wanted a respectful adult conversation, and you are not acting like an adult.
Okay, I'm attracted to a hamburger. How about that?
Put your big boy pants on and fucking have a smart conversation.
Hey, how about that?
How about that?
I'm attracted to a hamburger.
I started watching your channel, and I was completely disturbed by the way.
Are we done with that point? Are we done with that?
Disturbed with the way you were speaking to your estranged wife.
Are we done with the first point? Can we finish the point?
That I'm trying to tell you why I have an issue. I was
completely... I didn't ask you if you had an issue. You said something. I responded.
This is why.
That point.
This is why your daughter behaves
the way she does. All right, so you're not going to finish with that point. Okay, so go on to your next point. First L for Nicolina. Move on. Okay, go ahead.
So I started watching your channel, and I was extremely disturbed at the way you abuse Courtney. And it's very disturbing because now your daughter is now abusing her. I've watched the stream where you tore your daughter apart the other night. It had me in tears. And there's Grace bawling, saying, "I know, Dad, I need to do better for you. We're bad kids. We need to clean. We need to do this." And you said you're worthless, and your mother manipulated me into having you. Why would you say that to your own child?
Well, I don't know. That doesn't sound very accurate to me, but okay, sure. Yeah. Sometimes I do tell them that they need to do better. Now, you have said that your approach towards a child who you felt was disrespectful to you is to beat them mercilessly into the next year. That's a quote from you in your chat. Is that correct?
Absolutely. If my daughter spoke to me the way she speaks to Courtney, and I watched her take a full glass of cold water while recording it 3 or 5 weeks ago and dump it on her while she was live and completely humiliate her mother, I would have beat that girl's ass.
Okay, so you believe in violently beating children?
Yes.
So that I assume adult children.
Adult children. Okay. Absolutely.
But what if they were 17? What do you believe in?
Yep. I would still do it at 17.
You believe violently beating
Yes.
a minor,
I would have
violently
my
beating
child.
a minor for what you consider verbal disrespect is acceptable.
That was actually assault. Taking a glass of water and dumping it on her mom while
Well, you
her
were
mom
talking-
had her phone in her hand, trying to ruin
Okay,
her phone.
so-
Absolutely.
So if there was water involved, you would believe in violently beating a minor to the point where they don't get out of a coma until the next year. Is that correct?
Oh my Lord, you're reaching, Ben. This
Well,
is
what
why
does it you
Courtney
mean
wants
by?
out.
Why would you?
That-
What is it you mean? I'm just asking you what you meant by the
You're-
chat where you said I would beat her into next year.
That is a term. I would have smacked Courtney across or Grace across the face had she done that to me. Why
Okay,
does
so
your
you
daughter
believe in
think,
violently
why does your daughter
hitting
think,
minor children? Is that correct?
why do you
Is that
allow-
correct? I'm just
why
asking
do
you. Is
you-
that correct?
why
Okay,
do
you've
you
already
allow
said
your
it's correct.
children to
That's two
treat their
W's
mother
on
that
my
way?
side.
No, nobody, you're not winning here, Ben.
Well, let me ask you this, Nicolina. Grace is 20 years old. Is that correct?
She doesn't act 20.
Okay,
She
but,
acts about
okay,
10.
all right, okay. I know it's hard for you to figure this out, but
No, you're not
Grace-
gonna listen. You
Oh,
may be able
okay.
to talk condescendingly to your wife and your children,
I'm
but
just
you
trying
will
to
not
ask
talk
you
to me
to
like
confirm
this.
that Grace is an adult child. Is that correct?
She doesn't act like an adult.
Okay, but I'm just asking you. All right,
You
well,
have
I'll wait
stunted
till
her.
you confirm that. Okay.
You and your wife have
I'll mute
stunted your
myself
children.
until you can. It's a neutral point, Ghost. I appeal to you. It's a neutral point. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Can she confirm that Grace is an adult child? That's
by
it.
age only, not
Okay.
by not mentality.
Okay,
or
I get it.
emotionally.
We've heard it 5 times now. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. So Grace is an adult, correct? Correct?
Yes, by age.
Okay. Grace is an adult. Her mother is an adult.
Ben, I saw your daughter assault
Correct.
her
Oh.
mother by hitting her in the head during the next game.
But okay, Nicolina, just stop screaming. I don't know.
I'm not screaming. I'm
Well,
deaf
it's coming
and I
in
talk
very
loud.
loud. It's coming very loud.
I
on
talk
my
loud
side.
because I'm deaf.
Okay. All right.
So-
it may be an issue. I don't
watched
hear my
your
own
daughter.
audio. Hold on a
I watched
second.
your daughter.
Hold on a
physically
second.
assault
Can
her
I
mother
respond?
twice in one day.
Okay. Can I respond to that? So you say I am allowing an adult
Yes.
to what are you saying? Am I allowing? I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there at that time.
You were in the house, and it doesn't matter how
Well,
old
an adult
your child is.
an adult is not under my control. Is that correct?
Is she under your roof?
She's
You
not.
don't-
No.
You don't demand respect and say you will not treat your mother this way? No, because you treat her mother that way as well.
Well, you're saying that I know I have said I don't think it's a good idea for you to do that on stream, but her mother says it's fine.
Just wait until the camera's turned off. Do it then, right, Ben?
Look, if you want to say, what you said about what you would do to a 17-year-old girl who threw water at you, I completely think is immoral. I would never,
I think it's immoral.
ever raise a hand towards a minor for
Grace
something
isn't a
like
minor,
that.
right?
Okay, but you said you would violently beat a minor for what you consider disrespect
say violently.
into the next year.
You said that.
You said I would slap her into 2024, something like that.
Yeah. That's
Okay, I do not believe in that. I believe. Whoa.
No,
okay, you were going to verbally slap her.
You
No,
believe
you
in
said you were going to.
psychological
You were
abuse.
okay, and you believe in violent physical abuse.
Yes.
Okay, so you believe in violent physical
Then
abuse.
if you were
towards
my
minors.
husband, I would beat your ass too.
And I would send you to jail.
No, yeah, because you're a bitch.
I would defend myself to the point, if necessary, of taking your life, and I would send you to jail.
I
That's
doubt
right.
that. I doubt that, Ben.
Well, I know you're a
see-
big lady, but I mean,
Got it?
Is that all you
I'm
got, Ben?
6'8". I'm 6'8".
Is that all you? Is that all you got?
Is what all I got?
Time
all you
out. Okay, that's strike 2, bro. I mean, come on, let's just be honest here.
She was saying she beat me in a fight. I was saying,
It doesn't
yes,
matter.
she's a big lady.
I don't care what you say. This is my channel. I'll say what's respectful or not. And if
Fine,
you, don't like it,
you can
fucking
bump me
go
off right
someplace
now.
else.
You can bump me off right now.
But I'm not.
All I'm going to do is
It's
win.
strike 2. You
Let me
got
tell
one
you,
more strike.
all I'm
You
going to
don't
do
know
is
how it works.
win.
I don't know what
All
the fuck
I'm
to
going to
tell you.
do is win. You should let me off now. She's gonna lose. She's been taking is
So
L.
how come your son says that you and Grace, your daughter, are in a sexual relationship?
My son?
Yeah, your son.
My son John hasn't lived with me for
Your
a year.
son was interviewed, and we watched the video.
Well,
have you not seen it?
You mean he's talking about in the past? My son hasn't lived with me for
your
a year.
son has confirmed the reason he moved out is because of the abuse meted out on his mother by you and Grace.
It's
and that
pronounced
you have,
meted out.
I don't need to say it that way. And you also are in a, so you're in a sexual relationship with Grace. We've seen her parentified and put into in a position where she takes the kids to school and picks them up. She takes them to gymnastics. She does the cooking, and Daddy Ben just sits there crying with his narcissistic injuries and lashes out at his wife when his wife is around, and when his wife isn't around, you lash out at Grace to the point Grace thinks that she has somehow failed you. You called her a victim. You called her lazy. You called her a loser. Do you not remember? How many PBRs did you have that night, Ben? You completely decimated your child live in front of everyone. But your oldest son moved out because of the abuse that you two do, and then said and explained that you and Grace have a sexual relationship. That is your daughter, Ben.
Okay. So, do you have one question? You said like 18 things. I can't. It's a gish gallop, whatever. You can do it all you want. Well, do you have a question? Do you have a question? Can you?
I was giving you examples. I was giving you examples.
All right, give me an example. Since you won't let
your
me,
family goes through.
God,
you just asked me to explain, and I did. You are
okay. Just ask me a question. Oh, all right.
Why won't you let Courtney go?
Okay, I and Grace and 2 of her kids have said we are never going to interact directly with her again.
When? Since 2 days ago?
Yeah, recently.
When you were blowing up her phone at 11:30 at night, and she was probably asleep in her car in a parking lot somewhere.
Well, does that answer your question? Does that answer your question?
I'm just asking. So you
does that answer your? Is that an answer to your question? Is that an answer to your question?
You were still contacting Courtney, weren't you? How would it? Okay. How does this make you feel if we hire an attorney for her? How does that make you feel if we all crowdsource and hire her an attorney to file for divorce? Okay, good.
She already has filed for divorce. She already has filed for divorce.
She needs an attorney to represent her, and we are going to help her do that. We're going to get all of these.
She's also welcome to get her own attorney. She's also welcome to get her own attorney.
We're going to do it for her.
And always has been.
How come you won't give her any money then?
I have never withheld her children, access to her children, nor have I withheld any money from her.
She was just asking you this week for $10,000 so that she could get an apartment and not sleep in her car, and you said no.
Yeah, and this is a ruse. She has access to my accounts. Don't you understand how? Don't you understand how economics works?
I don't believe
you. Don't think she has access?
Okay, how come I watched a video of Grace in a bikini and you were smacking her ass in a sexual way? Explain that.
You weren't watching that.
I've seen it. The clips were sent to me.
Oh, you could show the clip.
Is that you being attracted to your daughter?
You could say that, but not so.
Yeah, all right. That's what I'm
saying. Time out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I will not show that clip because that is fucking disgusting.
I won't.
But this person shows pornography.
That is disgusting.
Well, what will you show the pornography that she shows?
I'll show child porn, and that makes it any fucking better, you idiot. Are you kidding me?
She's not a child, moron.
Regardless what she is. I'm not.
She's your daughter.
That's disgusting. She's your
daughter. I also slapped my son on his ass, and I would slap my other daughter.
And that makes you even weirder. It doesn't make you a normal human.
No, it doesn't. It does make me.
Okay, hold on. Put a 7 in the chat if you think it is normal for a father in a sexual way to smack his daughter's ass and be very sexual on a live stream in front of people watting.
How's that sexual?
Never in a million years, never do shit like that.
I'm sure you're a real weirdo And I'm sure if you have,
I'm a
any
widow
project-
because I don't
Yes.
smack my kids on the ass.
Yes,
Because
that's
I
right.
hug my kids and I show them affection.
Oh,
the
you hug
proper
your
way?
kids?
Are you
hug
kidding
your
me?
kids?
Are you kidding me? How bad do you
Okay,
want to make
wait, hold
yourself
on.
look right now?
Let me rephrase that question. Put
You think it's
put
wrong
a
to
7 in
fit-
the chat. Put a 7 in the chat if you have an adult daughter that is in a bikini and you would continuously smack her in the ass in a sexual manner
one time,
while
one time.
streaming,
One
while
time.
live streaming.
One time.
Tell me that.
One
Tell
time.
me that.
Yeah. Let's see this
Tell me
happen.
that.
Let's see if there's
Would
anyone
it-
normal in this chat.
Only put a 7 in the chat if you would sexualize your own
Put a
child
6.
on a live stream.
Okay, put a 6 in chat if you think that violently beating a 17-year-old for throwing water at you is
You just said
wrong.
she was 21.
Is wrong. No, you
She's
said you would
21.
do that. Violently beat a minor for throwing
No,
water at you.
I said if Grace did that, I would smack my daughter in the face if she came at me and threw water on me. You're absolutely
Okay.
right. She's
And even if
considered
she
an
was a
adult at
minor.
17. She's an
No,
adult
she's
at
not.
17. In the state of
No.
Michigan, she is an adult. Yes, she is.
Mm-mm.
You can be charged as an adult at the age of 16 for regular crimes. Yeah, she's an
No.
adult.
Wrong. I know about
Yeah,
these laws.
at
That is
7.
not
No,
correct.
you don't, Ben.
A lot
Ben,
of 6s
you
in
don't.
chat. A lot of 6s in chat. Looks like you're losing. You're gonna have to boot me
Oh
soon.
man, I think
bullshit
you
third
lost the
strike
first
rule.
poll, sir.
You ghost, you
You
better start
lost
getting
it.
ready to boot me. I'm not leaving because I'm winning. Even
You're
in
not
hostile
winning, Ben.
chat, it's all 6s.
You
I don't
are
see anyone agreeing
not.
with you.
You are not winning, sir. You are incestuous. You are a sociopath. You are a malignant narcissist.
Well, you just went to chat and you lost.
And
Sorry, sister.
no, I didn't lose. Notice nobody put 7s in the chat saying that they would do that to their child. Nobody put a 7 in the chat, so I win.
Well, I got
If
a lot
we're
of
gonna
6s.
count-
I didn't
if-
see any 7s.
You got 4 6s. But not one person in that chat.
So that's
put a
another
7,
W for
so
Ben.
I
That's
win.
3.
No,
That's 3
sir.
W's.
Nope. See,
Yeah,
you can't do math
what's next?
either.
What's next? Do whatever you want. Bring it. You're just losing. You're gonna keep
So-
losing until you ban me on some baloney ground.
So,
Go ahead.
So, Ben, why
Well, let
do
me
you
ask
sexualize
Ghost
your
something.
daughter?
Would you
Let
pat
me-
your son on the ass on his way out to a ball game, or is that also immoral?
That wasn't the context of the ass
Well,
smacking.
do you think
That
that
was
is?
not
Do you
the
think that's
context.
homosexual pedophilia? Do you? I'm just asking you.
That is not the same context of what you did to your
Okay,
daughter on a live
But
stream.
is it immoral? Because you think it's. I'm just curious. You think it's okay to violently beat?
I have
a minor?
I have 3 adult sons, and they all were very heavily active in athletics. And not one time did I ever smack them in the ass before a game and say, "Go get him, Tiger." That's
Okay,
not
so you think
appropriate.
that's more. Okay, you think that's morally wrong to do?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think it's morally wrong for a father to do that to his sons? I think with mothers it's weird. I agree.
Yeah,
For a man.
like a father smacking his daughter's ass on live while she's in a bikini. Yeah, that's immoral, Ben. Thank you. I just won. You just admitted that your logic is flawed.
How did I admit?
Because you just
I think it's
admitted,
totally fine.
You just said
I
it
think
would
it's totally
be weird.
fine.
You just said it would be weird if a mother did that to her son, but you're a father who did it to his
Well,
daughter
that's
in
not
a
the same
sexual way.
situation. It's not the
Yeah,
same
you were
situation.
sexualizing her. You're correct.
No, you know who sexualized her? I'm going to tell you who sexualized her.
You did. Ben
The
did.
Lord.
Ben.
No. Hold on a minute, because maybe it didn't happen in your case. But who sexualizes girls is God the Father through the biological process known as puberty. They become sexual.
Now you're perverting Now you're perverting. Are you?
Well, don't they?
Are you into,
don't they? Don't they become sexual?
into,
they become sexually attractive to men.
Are,
don't they?
Aren't you? Are you?
So you hate God? Okay,
pedestry
I
as
believe
well?
you hate God. I believe
Are
you
you
hate
into
God.
pedestry as well?
That's not
you
how
into
that's
pedestry as
pronounced.
well?
Hey, moron! It's
Well,
pronounced pederasty.
So, are you into that?
Pedestry is not a word. I don't even
Whatever.
think it's a
I'm not biblical, so tell me, do you?
No, you're not.
Are you
You're
into
not
little kids
literate.
too?
You're not literate. Do
Ben,
I love children?
I
Yes.
actually am.
Do I love
literate.
children? Yes. Do I love children?
Yeah.
Yes. Our
Yes,
Lord,
yeah.
our Lord, who
Yeah.
you hate, who died on the cross. We commemorated that yesterday. Loved children.
I don't
And
think
I love
Jesus
children.
died on the cross for pedophiles, Ben. So am I gonna have to start singing?
Well, actually, if you want to get
Jesus
technical,
loves
if you want to
the
get
little
technical about it, if you want to
Benny.
get technical, okay, whatever. You're gonna be a nonsense person.
He loves all the
All right.
little girls
So we
under
got
age
zero moderation.
12. You're a pedophile, Ben.
Are we done? I just as a
You
matter
can't.
of fact.
You can't
Oh,
trigger
okay. I
me,
can't
Ben.
talk. I'll mute again. Let me know when.
Your logic is flawed. The Lord did not get crucified to allow
Let's just let it
fathers.
know he muted there.
Can I talk at any point?
Yeah, go ahead, Ben. Go.
Okay. Just
Go
as a
ahead.
matter of theological fact, Jesus did die for pedophiles, people like you, monsters like you, man haters, those who hated him. Yes, he did. He died for all of us, and we're all sinners. But I'm not a sinner in the way you're thinking.
You
And
know,
everyone knows it.
all of the pedophiles.
But I'm a
that I run
sinner.
it,
But I'm a sinner.
all of the pedophiles I have ran into on YouTube also talk about Jesus Christ, and they can do all things through Christ that strengthens them, right, Ben? Is that what you're suggesting? That he's giving you?
Well, if we want to talk about someone who has openly said that you abuse minors, you're the only person here who's done that. But you didn't say it in a sexual way, but you did say
Ben,
you will
not
violently
one of my children
attack a minor.
Not one of my children would ever be allowed to disrespect their father, in my view.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that we're not
and if they that's a big surprise.
Why?
That's a big surprise.
Why is that a big surprise?
Had some troubles with their dad?
No. We're adults.
No, you didn't?
No.
You didn't have any troubles?
No. We co-parent effectively, and we
You didn't have any troubles.
No.
So what happened? What happened, Nicolina?
No, sir. That's not your business. But we co-parent, and we never put the kids in the middle of our shit like you do.
Well,
you are damaging your children.
You just said that if in your mind they were disrespected your, I assume, ex-husband from a divorce.
I would never allow them, and
what would you do? And what would you do if that occurred? You would violently beat them.
No,
you would violently beat them.
Well, one, they wouldn't know the adult problems because it's not their business.
Well, you just said if they did.
If they were disrespectful, we would sit down and have a very, very tough discussion about
with the threat of violence behind it if they disagreed with you. That's your form of parenting.
Guess what? My kids go to bed. They go to bed and they go to school. Yours don't.
Yeah, I bet your kids have some issues.
No, they don't.
No,
I have 3 adults that they all work. One just graduated. He still lives here and he works.
So your son lives with you.
You don't work.
Your son lives with you as an adult?
Yeah, he just graduated high school.
That is abuse.
Is it? Guess what else is abuse? His girlfriend also lives here, so I'm letting him live in sin.
Terrible abuse. Yes, that's terrible abuse. Yes. That's bad parenting. One in chat that's bad parenting.
I also have them. They pay rent to live here. They have to do chores. They have to help with cooking. Unlike Grace, who does none of that, and she's an adult.
And what happens if she gets pregnant? What happens if that woman gets pregnant? That young woman gets pregnant.
Well, she's an adult. She works. They're adults.
So what? You think that they're in a situation where they should be risking pregnancy? Are they married?
No.
And
they don't need to be married.
And if she gets pregnant, you're okay with her having an abortion as well, right?
If she wants to, yeah.
Right. So murder is part of your.
Yeah, I'm pro-choice, honey. So, I also have I have 2 grandchildren.
Disgusting.
2 grandchildren.
I spit on you.
That's assault. Bitch. That's assault, brother.
Baby murderer.
It looks like I've triggered Benny Boy here.
You have. What a disgusting person. Why would you want to put your son in a position like that? Why don't you tell him
an adult
to take responsibility?
He does. He works.
His life.
He works.
No,
he does.
Tell him to get out of your fucking hellhole.
No.
That's what I did with my son. I told him, you're getting out of your mother's
The only reason you sent him out is because he spoke up against the abuse against his mother. That's the only reason you made him leave.
No.
The only reason Grace...
He's 18. I would never let a male son of mine live
How
live
come?
with his
How come
mother.
you allow your
Never.
daughter? How come you allow your 21-year-old daughter to live there? Is it because she's your
She's
little?
20.
She's your indentured
Go ahead.
servant, and has taken the place of Courtney.
She's free. She's free.
Yeah, she's not
I
equipped for
believe.
the world.
If you want me to ask, you can ask me how I feel about that. It's something in traditional cultures where boys make their way in the world when they're 18, and girls stay with their parents until they marry. Right? That's traditional.
Oh, okay. Well, why isn't she working? And who's going to want to marry
She is
her?
working, and she's getting paid. Let me tell you what.
No, she's
She's
not.
getting
She
paid.
even
Yes,
she just said it a couple nights ago when you were berating her on a drunk live stream that she won't get a job. She's always pretending
she
to be
has a job.
sick.
She has a
No,
job.
no, she
Yes, she
doesn't.
does. Yes, she
No,
gets
she
paid.
doesn't.
She gets paid. She
Let's
gets
let's
paid.
let's talk about the fact that
She gets more money than you ever imagined making.
that's
That's right.
that's not true. You wish
Yes,
it
she
were
does.
true, but you are a man of many delusions.
Well, you can ask her. I don't know.
Okay.
She gets paid. She gets paid handsomely. That's right.
Are you
No more
pimping her
abuse in this
out?
game.
I've heard that as a rumor. Are you pimping out your daughter? Do you think that's pure for marriage, Ben?
Well, when people say that, they say that I'm trying to promote her YouTube career and mine by having
She has no career on
a
YouTube.
beautiful, good. Well, I
YouTube
don't
is
know.
not a career, Ben.
Well,
I
it
mean,
is for some people.
if it was a career, you'd be monetized right now, and you'd be making money.
Well, we are starting to make money, but I don't understand.
No, you're not. You're not even monetized. Ben. No,
You
you're
can
not.
cackle. Yeah, I'm not monetized, but I'm making money. Don't you know there's more ways than monetization to make money?
Yeah,
on
you're
YouTube?
pimping your daughter out. You've already
All right,
admitted
so
that
yes,
you are.
so look. If you want to say pimping out means that I think she's an attractive, non-overweight young woman, then and that helps in her success. Then yeah.
But you told her the other night during your live berating that she had weird-looking eyes. You were making fun of her physical appearance.
Okay, so what? So do I pimp her out or do I make her have low self-esteem? Because
you were making her have low self-esteem. You literally were making fun of her physical looks. Yes, you were.
I don't make fun of people's looks. And Ghost has several times told me not to point out that you're a pig. And I'm not going to do that.
For the chat, go to Ben's channel and watch the video titled "E-Pimpin' Ain't Easy." That is the whole video, is him berating his daughter's looks, tearing her apart. And this is the man that wants to judge my parenting when I have very well-rounded and prepared for the world children.
Right.
But he tore
having
her
sex, having sex outside of marriage in your basement.
You're having sex with your daughter.
That's illegal. What you just said right there. That's illegal.
No, it's not illegal.
Let me tell you, Nicolina, we're coming after you. Keep doing it. We're coming after you.
I'm worried.
Yeah,
I'm terrified.
Would be. I see that nice house you got.
I'm terrified. Come get it, Ben.
Yeah.
And sit.
Yeah, and this is being recorded.
Yeah, it is. It's a live stream on YouTube. Good job.
Yeah, and you're not going to private this one.
Good job.
All right.
Good job. No, we're not going to.
These are.
Ghost told you he wasn't going to private it.
You're exactly right. I won't private this one.
These are civil offenses. You keep committing them. It's 30 grand for what you did. $30,000 for what you did.
You could use this. You could use this.
So you want to know how Grace is going to make money?
Evidence.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And then during discovery, we'll use all of your videos. I'm sure I'll get in trouble, Ben. I'm sure.
What discovery? I don't do what you do. It wouldn't matter anyways. Don't you know how the law works? Yeah, cackle away. Hope it works for you.
Oh, I'm cackling. And
yes,
you can't stand it because I'm a woman.
Gyrations
I'm a woman. I'm a woman that will not bow to your manipulation and your abuse like your daughters and your wife.
I don't care.
I'm
not looking for you to bow to anything.
Do you recall accusing your daughter?
Master. I know your master.
Well, look at my photo. It's
Golden
pretty self-explanatory. Did you recall the other night during that live stream accusing your daughter of sexually abusing you?
Yeah, I don't recall that, but
we do.
We do.
Yeah, we actually have that.
I mean, you literally, your laugh your laugh could literally be used in like a Disney animation. You should look into that. You could be like Cruella or one of those people.
Yeah,
But
I have a lot of silver hair. It
yeah,
fits. You
if you
can't
want to,
hurt me, Ben. I have no feelings. Just like you tried to hurt Courtney with your Tinder text messages, and you were so pissed you rage quit because she was
well,
indifferent and didn't.
well, don't you have feelings when don't you? Well, okay, don't you have feelings when you violently attack physically your minor children? Do they have feelings then?
I've never had to do that.
But you said when you sit them down, they have this fear of you, right? Do you
It's
have
a healthy
feelings
fear
then?
called respect.
Right.
Of
And
course,
it's fear of violent attack,
I
right?
love my children and they
No, you
respect
don't.
me because
No,
I
you
have
don't.
raised them correctly.
You don't love your children, so why is your son having sex outside
Because
of marriage?
he's an adult and he can. Same reason
So,
why your
but
daughter
why
is.
are you approving of that? Why are you fostering that? Why don't
Because
you
it
tell
is
him to take
because I have raised
responsibility?
him. I have raised him, and he is now an adult, and he is free to make all of his own decisions and
But
reap
you
the
are footing the
consequences.
bill. You are footing the bill.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, he pays $800 a month to be here.
You're footing the bill.
No,
Well,
sir.
Oh, so he wants to live there because it's it's the best deal. It's not the best deal he can get.
No, we gave him
It's not a good deal.
1 year post graduation. He will be out in the next
Does he
couple of
pay
months.
heat and electricity?
That's what the
No.
money goes towards.
So
His share.
$800 is fair market rent? No, it is not. And you cook for him, right?
No, he also cooks for us. They have to cook as well, Ben. I said that.
It's called child abuse in every way. What you're doing.
So
It's not a child.
I'm
It's
abusing
adult
a
abuse.
19. I'm
Yeah,
abusing.
yeah, it's abuse.
I'm
Yeah, that's
abusing
right.
a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Much like you are abusing.
You're abusing
Gracie.
your son. That's right.
So
You're
can you
abusing
tell
your
us?
son.
Can you explain to us why?
You're obviously abusing your son.
Can you explain to us why
And you would violently attack him if he so much as questions you. Is that correct? Because he's an adult.
Would
So
you
have your kids living in a situation that could obviously we understand what happens. There could be a child who is murdered by him, right? And you also will attack him violently if he disagrees with you because you feel like it's okay to do that to adults, right?
Listen, I'm not Courtney.
But you're questioning me.
This word salad shit ain't working with me.
Word salad, that's called a sentence.
Sir, why are you accusing Grace of sexually abusing you?
I'll explain that.
Yeah, please do. Because you were very angry with her.
I get angry with
Grace. You need to rewatch your stream.
Okay. I don't say it like you. I have no feelings.
Yes. You were very angry. And then
all right.
She even had to get up and go.
We agree. Can you find some snacks, some donuts or something so I can talk for a second?
How is your 20-year-old daughter sexually abusing you?
I was going to answer this, but
okay, answer. I'm done.
All right. Are you going to let me talk or are you going to interrupt me? Are you going to let me talk? Ghost, are you going to make sure that I can talk without this person interrupting me?
Do your thing, man.
Is that a yes? I agreed. I agreed with what you said there. I'm not exactly. I'll answer that. I'm saying that I'm not exactly sure what I said, but I will say this: that and I think Ghost is doing a great job. Let's like and subscribe. I think I already did both. There are times when a child, when in a very, very, very crazy situation, will act in ways that they normally wouldn't. For example, if my 13-year-old daughter had a terrible nightmare, what she did the other day, she had sleep paralysis. I would, and I didn't have to because Grace was there, but if Grace wasn't here, I would have stayed in her bedroom until she felt better. That's absolutely true. So although that is largely inappropriate, I think, for especially for a father whose spouse isn't present. to be in his daughter's, his young woman daughter's bedroom like that. But I would have done that. Yeah. Now, is that her sexually abusing me? No, but it's inappropriate. But it would be, one of those kind of gray areas. So, yeah, did Grace do similar things like that when she was terrified when her mother said she wanted to kill her? Yes, that's true.
So
Yeah.
why did you coin it to Grace and say, and I've let you sexually abuse me?
Well, I'm saying there's no such thing. Would you admit there's no such thing as sexual abuse of an adult in custody by a minor, right? There's no such thing. That's not sexual abuse.
Well, it is when it's between a parent that has the control over the child, whether the child is a minor or an adult, and she is an adult, and you exert all control
Well,
over
I mean,
her. But
well,
I'm
okay,
still
yes,
not hearing
right.
the answer to your question, to my question. Why did you accuse your 20-year-old daughter of sexually
So was
abusing you?
Grace so great? Was great. So, but there is no such thing as sexual abuse of the minor towards the parent, and the parent has to create boundaries.
Okay, yep.
I agree with you that
I agree.
if something happens, that it is the parent's fault. I agree about that, but there is a way in which there can be an initiation from a minor, right? And we all know that.
So are you saying that Grace has initiated sexual contact with you?
I mean, if you say it in this kind of sense of saying like to have conversations in my bedroom, yeah, where it's sort of what would you say, like it would be seen as inappropriate, and I don't like the kids knowing that she's in there talking with me or watching TV with me or whatever. Yes.
But that's not Grace sexually abusing you.
Well, she's initiating a kind of situation that is like, for example, I would go into Grace's bedroom during the day, but at night I would never go into her bedroom unless it was an emergency. That's her space.
Mm-hmm.
My space is a separate bedroom. She has, sometimes said like, I can't sleep, or I got to talk with you about mom. And so, she'll wake me up at night or something like that and talk with me.
Is Grace
she's crossed the line.
Okay.
But I've felt like that's tolerable. But
so is
I understand that's Go ahead.
Is Grace grooming you? Is that what you're telling us?
Grace is totally normal in that area. She doesn't have whatever you think she has. Her mother is not normal at all in that area, and I doubt you are either. But yeah, she's totally normal. But I mean, right? So that becomes a time. I don't know. What do you think if you were away and you got a 13-year-old daughter, and whoever it is that's living with you now, if there's an emergency, obviously he's going to. It would be preferable, right? But if she was having let's say some kind of issue, that's a women's issue, he's going to have to take a look at it, right? If it's an emergency, what's going on, right? So is that abuse? I don't think so. But is it inappropriate? Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Normally.
think that so what you're saying is if a 13-year-old, if I left my 13-year-old daughter here with my husband and I was
I thought
not
you weren't
home,
married. Oh, you have
I'm
two,
remarried.
your second husband, who's not your husband.
You're not my husband, Frank.
Okay.
All right. You're free to go.
Unless you've got an annulment, he's not.
So I'm not Catholic, so that's not applicable to me. Anyways,
Doesn't matter.
So if my daughter was here with my husband, because let's say I had to go to a conference in Seattle,
With Frank.
and my daughter has some sort of emergency.
Yeah. There would be times when
Like
he would
what?
have to do something that
Like
he
what?
wouldn't otherwise do. Have a
Like what?
conversation that he wouldn't otherwise have. Like if she said, my coach did something.
Yeah, he would go and probably kill the coach. That wouldn't be inappropriate.
Okay, so you murder people? I don't know.
Yeah, I believe
You believe in murder. I know you murder babies.
I do.
So why not murder everybody else?
I don't think pedophiles should walk amongst us. They're irredeemable. Yeah, absolutely. I think the majority of
whoever you decide should live or die, and you'll murder whoever, right? So if your son has a baby, you think like, no, if it's inconvenient for him, let's murder that baby.
If someone
right?
breaks into my house and I'm in fear of my life, am I allowed to end their life to
Sure,
preserve mine? Oh, okay.
sure. How?
Okay.
But why is your uh, son's girlfriend allowed to murder a baby that they create?
Because she's an adult and it's legal.
So just because something's legal makes it okay?
It's not my body, not my choice.
Right. It's not your body. It's not her body either.
Yeah, it is her body. See,
No, it is
that's
not. It's
so
another
who
body.
so who owns her? Who owns her then?
God.
No.
Caesar.
God gave us free will, right? And said to follow the laws of the land. Abortion
Right.
is a law. It's legal.
You did not say to follow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
would have participated in the Holocaust then.
You can't move these goalposts on me, Ben. That's not what we're talking about.
Well, you can talk about something else, but if you say
No,
because
we are
something's
talking
legal,
about
right,
we are
then you
talking
would
about
hand over your
it's-
Jewish brothers and sisters to the Germans if you were living in Poland.
No, I didn't say that. And
Well,
now
you
are
said
moving
murder is okay
no,
with you. You're
you're
creating a
deflecting, Ben.
circumstance. Well,
Ben,
whatever.
you're deflecting.
I would never have my kids in a state like that in my own house. I think that's bad parenting. Can we get ones in chats to say that's bad parenting? You're enabling disorder.
Hey, Ghost, how many people are in chat right now?
We're looking at 123.
Wow.
Okay, and I have yet to see a one in the chat. So if one person puts a one in the chat, I win, regardless, because there's 123 people and only one person agrees.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it looks like I win that poll. We're tied now, right?
I mean, obviously it's a hostile chat, but I'll give you that. Everyone in chat thinks it's a good idea to have a 19-year-old son living in your house. If you're a mother, having a 19-year-old son living in your house and having his girlfriend living with him, no one thinks that's not good parenting. I'm saying one would say that's not good parenting. Well, how about a two? How about a two for people who think that's good parenting? I think that's horrific parenting. But I mean, it doesn't prove a point, but
it does when you get people responding, right? So now that I've won again,
it's something. But I don't see any
now
twos
it
either.
doesn't count. Now
I don't see any twos either.
Yeah, that means nobody agrees with you, and they all agree.
You got
with
it
me.
too. You got it too. No,
Cat Lynn would not have put a 2 in the chat. So you guys think it's
3 twos. Yeah.
Wow, they're voting for you, Ben. There you go.
No. That's for you. That's for you.
That they think it's good parenting.
They think you're doing good parenting.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, mine are well adjusted. They're not maladjusted like yours.
They're totally.
Will you at any point accept responsibility for bringing your children into your marital discourse, manipulating them in any way, shape, or form? And I mean, we've all witnessed the abuse happen on your live streams with Courtney, with the kids right there participating.
I take responsibility for all my actions.
Do you think you're going to have well-adjusted children, or do you think they're going to be maladjusted adults?
No, I don't think I'm going to have I don't think I'm going to have well-adjusted children. I do have well-adjusted children. They're great kids. None of them have, for example, problems with being overweight, cackling like a witch. I don't have any of these problems. They're nice people.
That's great. That is wonderful.
No, it is wonderful. They're wonderful kids.
I don't.
None of them would dare. None of my sons would dare, after the age of 18, ask to live at home, and none of them would even imagine daring to ask to have an unmarried sexual partner in the house with them.
I hate to break this to you, but your oldest son that moved out is currently cohabitating with his girlfriend and her parents.
Well, that's bad parenting on her part.
So,
on their parts.
Just saying, Ben, because you said you kicked him out.
Ask him if he thinks I would let either him or him and her do that. Ask him that. I'm not saying that.
You kicked him out and he didn't have any options and he was homeless for a while. Is that what good parents do?
None of that's true.
Oh, so your son's just a prolific
Yeah, he
liar,
lies.
huh?
Just right. Yeah, he's
Uh-huh.
believed his mother's lies. That's right.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, you could say of all my kids, he's got some issues. Yep, that he's got to work out, but he'll work them out. He'll work them out.
Yeah, like McKenna said, a lease is easier to break than filing for divorce.
I don't know what that means.
That means two adults cohabitating prior to marriage, it's cheaper to break the lease than it is to get a divorce.
How's that relevant?
Oh, Lord. Cohabitating before marriage, Ben. That's what we've been talking about.
Oh, you're arguing. I thought we were not going to do this. You want to argue for cohabitation before marriage?
No, you were. I don't have any, I don't care. If you don't want to cohabitate before marriage, that's your right. I respect that.
Okay, so you don't think? Well, why do you have rings on your finger? Just because you like rings? You don't think marriage means anything?
I don't know what you're talking about when, like, why?
Well, you've
because
given
that's
it.
not the
You've
topic.
supposedly given it a whirl twice, right? Marriage.
Mhm.
First one didn't work so good. Now we're working on number two. Okay, why not just cohabit? I mean, that's the argument you're making, right? Why bother with the ring? You don't obviously believe in it.
I was co-signing what McKenna said, and I think most people were as well. So, but
Okay, is that the end of the sentence?
I still want to know what if Grace is grooming you because she has, is that and I'm going to probably say this wrong, is that kind of like is it Oedipus complex?
Sometimes kids will
Oedipus
have
complex?
Oedipal complex.
Yeah,
That's
does she
that's
have
actually
that?
no. That's the male version. Electra complex.
Okay, Electra. Thank you. I learned something today.
That's all right. I didn't actually know that one.
Does she have an Electra complex?
No, but I will say to you that let's say a kid is reward. I think we're both parents, right? Sometimes a kid will work, let's say sickness, right? Because you don't know how sick they really are, but they'll sometimes work it, and that's abusive on their part, right?
So are you
They just
suggesting?
don't want it. Wait, hold on a minute. So that happens, right? And as a parent, you might get duped until you hopefully figure out that that's unhealthy. Now, in Courtney's case, she actually encourages this because she has, a sort of sickness about intimacy over colds and things like that. I'm much more like, nah. But if that's what you want to talk, if that's what you're talking about, kids can attempt to abuse their parents, right?
Ben?
Yeah. But Grace is not abnormal sexually.
Did you freeze up? I missed. You said something about her being sick. Now I can. You said something about her and her illness.
Well, I'm saying there's something called, I don't know, Munchausen syndrome, where people actually enjoy being sick, and kids can get into this. Hopefully, not full on.
Yeah, it's attention seeking. It's attention seeking.
Right, and
why do children do that when they're trying to seek the attention of their parent and they can't get healthy attention? So they're going to malinger in all these different illnesses. Right. And so that's the product of your parenting is
right. That would be. I'm just using this as an example.
I mean, I'm saying.
And in Courtney's case, yes, she did do that. Yes, I don't do that, but or you could say I do that. Whatever, I don't care. But what I'm saying is, it can be that a normal kid does do that because they don't want to go to school. It may not be bad parenting. In a particular case, a kid could just be like, I don't know, socially anxious, or there's something that they want to avoid at school or something like that. And they can be abusive. Children aren't perfect, right, Nicolina? Because you'll violently hit them if they aren't, right? So they can't be perfect. You don't think children are perfect, do you?
No, not at all.
Okay. So
but it's our job to guide them appropriately. Right. And what I've seen, and I've spent the entire week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and part of Friday, watching your videos. And why can't you can point out the flaws of everyone, but you will not admit that maybe Grace, I'm sorry, sorry, my daughter's name is Maggie Grace, and I call her Gracie at times.
Sure.
There is an attention that she is seeking out.
Jesus Lord, this is your mother. Good. I'll say a prayer for her. Oof.
Why? What happened?
For Maggie Grace. Poor kid. She's got a monster on her hands. Ugh. I'll be right back.
You have a daughter
I'll
named
be right back. I'm
Becky
just gonna get
and a
smoke.
daughter named Grace. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll be right back. Yeah, right. And both of them have a great parent.
I actually know Nick, and she's a great mom. Just to let you know that.
I'm sure in your book she is. Hold on.
What's that supposed to mean?
Right back.
Okay.
It means that I don't think you're a healthy person.
I don't give a fuck what you think.
Yikes on many bikes.
Whew.
Oh, there's more in the case.
Just to let you know, Nick, and I'll let him know as well when he comes back. Whenever you guys are ready to end this, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know.
Sorry about that.
And I'll let you know as well,
Grace.
Ben, whenever you are done and
Grace.
you are ready, you can just let me know.
Done with what? Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I wasn't on headphones.
I want you to, if you find
You got over 100 people in chat. I'm here for you. I'm good. I got time.
Ben, I've seen some of your live streams that last like all day, all night, and I
No.
know. Okay.
All night? What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm just generalizing here.
They last a long time. Yeah, that's true. Agreed.
So, what happens to your other children that are young and they don't have their mom in the home, and their dad is more worried about creating his YouTube career and his daughter's YouTube career? What happens to them?
That's a great question, Nicolina. Are you unwrapping something right now to eat?
I was. I'm sorry.
Hi, Dad.
What do you got there?
Go on. I'm
Just
sorry.
curious. All right. Well, yeah, you got to sustain your energy.
Bye, Dad.
What? Bye, sweetheart. Have a great time.
Thanks.
Now you go on a Caribbean cruise. Have fun, sweetheart. Love you. What happens to my children? Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting question. My approach to that is to have my kids be on YouTube too. We're all creators. I would never have them with some vile people like this. But I unfortunately thought that you were a respectable person. So
You don't think you're vile?
My kids to be, not at all. No.
Oh, okay.
I would never.
I
You
know
what
I'm
you did.
vile.
Pornography? Yeah.
I know I'm vile.
Yeah, you call your group Cunt Corner, right?
Cunt Club.
Cunt
I mean,
Club.
I did see.
You're a disgusting person. I agree. I mean, but I'm not allowed to say that, but you say it.
So I did see the live stream where Gracie physically assaulted her mother, not once, not twice. It was 11:30 at night. Your younger son.
You can talk with her about that.
Your younger
She's an
son.
adult.
Your younger son was still awake, and he.
Yes. When she had custody of the kids,
Had custody.
A lot of abuse. When she was the parent present, yeah, she did not handle.
You were in the house. You were there, Ben. She came over to clean the house. Yeah, you were there because you have two cars. One's broke down. She took the Pontiac Vibe. Grace thought she could bully her mom back, saying that's Dad's car. When we all know when you're married, it's
I'm not familiar.
property.
I haven't lived. I haven't. I think slept under the same roof.
Okay,
as
so
her for
you were asleep.
December of 2021.
You were asleep.
Maybe once I did. Maybe once.
You were asleep, and all of your young children were still awake.
No. We didn't. She left during the school day, and I came in during the school day. We didn't.
Let me get to where I'm going with this. This is only a couple of weeks ago.
No problem.
And she had already moved out. It was 5 weeks ago, or three or 4 weeks ago. So she had come over to clean the house. Gracie fills a glass of water, dumps it all over her on the live. Then she's ordering her mom to get in front of the computer you're sitting at.
Oh, yes. Where she chased her around,
assaulted her again. But then she was on the phone with some guy named Street Max or
Horror Max. We call him Uncle Max. Yeah.
So your estranged wife is on the phone talking to him, and Grace demands that she puts it on speakerphone, which she does. This man says in front of...
No. Well, go ahead. No, I mean, she said it was inappropriate for Joey to be in there.
No,
that's why
not
she
until
twisted her head.
not until after it was over. She demands her mom to turn it on speakerphone while your young son is sitting right behind her, and the room was dark, so I didn't even know the kid was in there while I'm watching this.
Yeah.
And Uncle Max says to your daughter Grace, I just made 2 pornography videos and I want to do a porn with you next.
Yeah.
Then proceeds to say to your estranged wife, go up to your room and just start masturbating.
Mm-hmm.
Your daughter was an active participant in that conversation, and you
Sure.
want to call me vile for porn bombing you when you guys have some creep guy on YouTube trying to groom your wife and your daughter?
Yes, I do want to call you vile. Yeah, Grace is welcome to talk with Hormaxer. I would also have Maggie talk with Hormaxer because he's actually, unlike you, he's someone who understands what's appropriate, and he's sort of an uncle figure for Grace. Yes,
so an uncle figure. So an uncle figure tells his niece.
I would even wait. Let me go further.
No,
I would even have.
Niece he wants to do a porn with her.
Wait, let me go.
Finish.
Let me go further. Let me just go further.
Your logic
I would have
is
her.
flawed.
Wait a minute. Wait. Just let me finish. It's giving you something. I would have Grace go to Las Vegas with a camera to meet Uncle Max. I would endorse that. I mean, she's a free agent.
So this guy literally tells your
Unlike
daughter.
you, I wouldn't have you anywhere. I wouldn't have her anywhere
fine.
near you.
I wouldn't want
You're
your
a
daughter
criminal.
anywhere near me. I would smack her.
She'd rip you to shreds. That's
no,
right.
she wouldn't. She's just as
you are
illogical as
maybe
you are.
Would work on sheer weight.
This man who looks at your daughter as his niece says, Grace, I want to make a porn video with you.
Yeah.
And you would be comfortable, but yet you just admonished me for allowing my adult son and his adult girlfriend to have a sexual relationship, but you would allow your daughter to be exploited by Uncle Max.
Well,
explain
he's saying that
your logic.
Have you ever? Okay, do you know what a joke is?
That is not appropriate, right? I would never allow a man in my presence speak to my daughter that way at any age.
Right. It's probably why your daughter hates. It's probably why your daughter hates you.
And then now I understand why you are okay with it, because you also exploit your daughter in a bikini while smacking her on the ass and justifying it as non-sexual.
Sure. Grace, whatever you want to call it. I understand that Grace is sexually attractive.
I know it wasn't a joke.
She's young instead of old. She's slim. She's not fat. She's nice. She's not vile. She
vile.
Laughs in a feminine way. She doesn't cackle, and she wouldn't be proud of it if she did. So yes, that's what men find sexually attractive. And I want my daughter to be sexually attractive to men. Wouldn't you want your daughter to be sexually attractive to men at age 20? Isn't that normal? Wouldn't the weird thing if I didn't want my daughter to be
your logic attractive? Again is
are your daughters perhaps, let's just say, a little bit oversized, right?
I have one daughter and she absolutely is not. She's 90 pounds, Ben. I was also I was also a very, very thin person until I quit smoking cigarettes. Listen,
she was
until I was very thin until I stopped smoking cigarettes, and I'm over the age of 40 and I like to drink beer. So yeah, I'm overweight. I'm okay with that. But Ben,
don't you think? Can I just push back a little bit on that? Can I push back a little bit?
No. I will never ever sexualize my daughter. I would never allow a man to sexualize her in front of me at her age at 20.
If she said if a guy said to your daughter, if a young man said to your daughter, "You are very beautiful," you have a problem with that?
That is not the same as saying, "Hey, Grace, I want to make a porn video."
Well, on the internet,
sexualizing
the internet, it's a little.
You sexualize her too, so it's okay. But when my adult son and his adult girlfriend are in a consensual monogamous relationship, that's bad parenting. That make sense.
Yeah. Oh, there's that cackle. Oof, thanks. I'll make it make sense. Yeah, I think it's perfectly appropriate for a father and his adult daughter to have a little repartee in that area. Not a teenager.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
A father and a daughter?
Right. Yeah. To have a flirtatious relationship. Yeah.
So
You know,
then, so
can
then
I
you can cry and say she sexually abuses you?
no, there's nothing wrong with that. That's normal in every culture except apparently yours, your household where obviously everything's a mess. And
No, I was
violently
raised. No, let me tell
you
you something.
violently
Let me tell you something, Ben. I was raised by a mother who was a strict Baptist
that sounds
that
exactly right. Daddy wasn't
that
around,
preached.
right, Nicolina? Daddy,
Correct.
where was Daddy? Where
He
was Daddy?
died. He died when I was 12.
What did he die of? Torture from your mother.
No, he
And
died.
your mother taught you about religion, right? That's the worst setup.
My
Nicolina, you're a
mother
victim.
was very religious. No, I'm not a victim by any means. My mother was very religious, very strict. She preached
Awful.
abstinence,
The worst. The worst.
and it was.
Right.
It was.
That's
It
the
was.
worst. A horrible, horrible family. No wonder you're
But
so angry.
but you
You should
also
tell
just
your
said a
mother the
few
truth,
minutes ago.
Nicolina.
Hold
You
on.
should tell your mother the truth, Nicolina,
Oh,
like Grace does.
my mom knows. Listen,
Tell her the
you
truth.
just
You'll lose
said
the weight. You'll go back to your husband. You'll figure things out.
my husband's in the backyard, Ben.
Well, you'll sort things out with the men whose
Ben,
lives you've destroyed.
Ben,
And the children whose lives you've destroyed.
Ben, you just told me an
You'll
hour
get it
ago
all right. You'll
that,
get it all right.
please let me speak. You just said an hour ago that the girls from your culture stay pure and in the home with the parents until they get married.
I don't know that
so
they
you
stay
preach
pure.
the same. You preach the same thing, except for
I
you
don't
can
know
go-
that they stay
hold on,
pure.
Let me
Grace
finish
is
my
welcome.
thought.
Okay,
Let
yeah,
me
sure,
finish
fine.
my thought.
No problem.
So you said that, but then you went on to then say, because Ben speaks out of both sides of his mouth, that you and your daughter have a sexually flirtatious relationship, and that's
I wouldn't say
normal. That is
sexually
not
flirtatious,
normal.
but it does
Okay.
have an element of that. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to poll the chat. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat.
You're just jealous because you didn't have one with your daddy.
I'm sorry. What?
Because you didn't have a relationship with your daddy. You're envious. Yeah, it's nice to have a nice
Ben,
dad.
of course it was traumatic losing my father. Absolutely.
And you had this horrible wretch of a mother.
Yes, I did.
Preaching
And
down your throat. That's why you hate men.
I don't.
Well, that's why you have issues with good men like me.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the audience.
Envy.
Put
That's what it is.
a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it is normal for a daughter and father to have a sexually charged flirtation
You're
together.
changing it, Nicolina. If
No,
your daddy,
because you said there was an element.
Your daddy died. Your daddy was
Yes,
died,
he did.
But
He
he
did.
sounds like he was a good man because
He
you do
was.
have some elements of you that are good.
So
He's looking down on you.
put
And he's
a
saying,
1.
Tell
Put
the
a
truth,
1 in the
Nicolina.
chat if
Stop
you think it
fomenting
is
your mother's
normal.
lies. Stop embarrassing me.
Please stop
with your
and
weight.
let me finish.
Stop humiliating
Put
my
a 1 in the
grandkids
chat
with
if
this
you
Ken
think
or
it
whatever
is
his name
normal for a father and daughter to have a relationship where there is flirtation and it's
Yeah,
slightly
that's fine.
sexual.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Slap
good.
her on
Then
the ass
I'm
kind of thing.
winning another poll here, bro.
Well, let me ask you this. Can I just turn it around a little bit?
You seem to turn around a lot of things. So yeah, go on. That's
Okay,
nothing out of the norm.
Oh, okay. You're a victim of my logic.
No, I'm not a victim of you.
well, you said you cried and wept and couldn't get your act together for a whole week because you watched my stream. So sounds like
Nope, I never said that. Nope, I said I was very disturbed.
Yes, your emotions were disturbed.
I was
That's
disturbed.
Right.
Most
so you were very
people
disturbed, and
are
then you
also
later on said you don't have emotions, which is a lie. Hey, it's
No,
YouTube
I have
channel,
emotions.
Nicolina.
I have emotions.
Oh, but you said I don't feel anything.
No, I'm indifferent towards you in a sense that you cannot.
Okay, but if you watch me, you
trigger
have a
me
lot of
like you
emotions.
do
You have a
with
lot of other
everybody
stuff
else.
going on too, Nicolina. If we're going to be
Nope,
honest.
that's it.
Yeah, you do.
I know there's younger
Different kind
girls
of
in
hunger.
that house.
I know you try to fill it up with a certain thing, but you get a different kind of hunger that comes out. I know how it works. I'm not interested. Frank's going to have to deal with it. I have a strict rule. Okay. I don't,
I am so brainwashed.
So let me turn it around to you just a little bit. let's say a traditional, and I'm not putting you down for this because you didn't have it. A traditional situation, a father gives his daughter to her new husband, right, in the ceremony, right? And he weeps, usually weeps. It's tough for him. Why is it tough for him?
I'm not a man, Ben. I
Give
don't
his
know.
daughter, oh, you don't know?
I'm
You
not a
don't know?
man.
Well,
I don't know.
I'll tell you why. Because an adult daughter becomes, it's like she's going from a kind of prep husband to a real husband, right? There is a relationship you have as an adult man. You didn't have this. I'm not blaming you or your father for this, but obviously you're envious.
No.
An adult woman
No.
has a relationship with her father if they have a good relationship in which he, yeah, like, so for example, you said I keep my daughters pure. I don't know what you're talking about. Grace is welcome to date guys, and you know, I don't know anything about her sexual life. I mean, you think I do?
Well, wait a minute.
But-
I thought having sex
But
with
wait a
someone is
second.
horrible parenting, Ben. Come on now.
Endorsing it is, but she's free. You know what I mean? And if she makes mistakes, she's free. I don't endorse it. I don't bring them over here. I wouldn't bring her and a boyfriend over here and I'm sleeping in the same room. I wouldn't have a boyfriend over here overnight unless she was very close to being married, and then I would have them in separate rooms. And she would never ask me otherwise. But that's good parenting. But if they were married, of course I'd have them both over here, and I hope they would have great sex in whatever bedroom they were in.
I agree with you, Deniski. He wants to keep Grace for himself.
But you say that, right? But you say I sexualize Grace, but okay, so you can't have it both ways. I say to her, there's lots of young men who are sexually attracted to you. Connect with them. That's great. So if I wanted to keep her to
you
myself,
want your daughter to
wouldn't I
connect
keep
with
her off
men.
the internet?
You want your daughter to connect with men on a
Yeah.
superficial sexual lust way, not.
No,
Not
but I mean,
in a
that's how it
healthy way.
starts, Nicolina. That's how it starts, right? That's how young people become interested in each other,
Okay.
right, Nicolina? I mean, you
Well,
say
yeah,
you once were an attractive young woman.
you
You're
did get-
saying that's not how it starts.
I mean, you did get Courtney pregnant with Grace before you were married, so I guess, yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't think there's a physical component to the attraction of a young man and a young woman? Of course there is.
Yes, there is.
Okay,
But
so you say I
you're making it
sexualize
sound
her,
like-
which means I'm making her attractive and
You're making it
attractive
sound
to
like
young men, and she
Grace-
has many suitors. She's got a guy in Florida right now who will fly her down. Right now, will fly her down and marry her. Okay, I say that's up to you, right? But so why wouldn't I never put the kibosh on that? He's right in chat too. He says it. He sent her kimchi yesterday. Did I say you can't do that? No, she's free to go down there, take all the money that she's got, a ton of money, and have a great life. Okay, well, you can have that conversation with her, but you can't say that I'm somehow keeping her.
Grace, if you're listening, go to Florida, marry this guy, and get away from your father.
Yeah,
She's
welcome.
Take your
She's free to do
siblings
that.
too.
She's free to do that. Well, I mean, he can't. Well, whatever.
All right,
That's
well-
more complicated, but she can certainly seek custody of her kids. That's of her.
She already has custody. You're still married.
No. I mean, if you're going to say that, you're saying that Grace should take
She
her.
should. I don't
sibling.
think you should oversee.
Well, I mean that's
child.
a legal issue, obviously, but whatever. I know.
Okay,
you're
well, Ben,
bombastic.
it's been nice. I'm gotta go do family things. I appreciate your time. I weep for your children. Have a great Saturday and
Sorry for your loss.
happy Easter.
Have a great
Goodbye.
Easter. Sorry for your loss. Thanks, Ghost. You did a great job.